Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Quarantini Cocktail Hour. I'm so glad everybody's here. It's awesome spending their Saturdays with me. It's been almost a year since we started these, which is crazy, and we've had like almost over 100 guests on. So that's exciting. So thank you for being here. It's kind of yucky outside today, so I'm glad you chose this for what you're going to do today. We have a couple great guests on, and I'm very excited. And it's also the wonderful season, and if you guess spring, you're wrong. It's exam season. So it's been a wacky 2 weeks, and on Tuesday, for those who don't know, I have what they're called juries. Well, they've changed them. They've changed them to MIPs, but I can't even remember what that stands for. Something major instrument performance. There it is. So I have mine on Tuesday, which is part of my final exams, where I have to learn 14 songs, and then they pick a whole bunch out of those 14, and I don't know what they're going to be. So I've decided I'm going to practice some of them for you on the show. So it's going to be kind of a jazz-driven show on my behalf, because, yes, it is jazz school. But there are some cool like arrangements that I have to do, and I'm also going to do a couple tunes that I just want to creatively just step away from school a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe we've got going on. So thank you for being here. I guess I'll kick it off with a tune that I need to work on for something else unrelated, but I thought I would work on it anyways, and so I'm practicing on everybody. So this is a contrafact that I wrote to the tune I've Never Been in Love Before. Maybe I'll sing I've Never Been in Love Before for the last head. Anyways, enjoy. I'm using iReal Pro as my backing track, so the click track will be quite a surprise at the beginning. Birds and bees, our eyes met across the gossamer breeze. In the early months of springtime, when your heart confides to me. In my dreams, that's the way I planned we'd meet. In the early months of springtime, let your heart confide to me. Love may bloom in the spring, then pass in the fall. Though if love is evergreen, it shouldn't pass at all. Said I can see the tenderness your smile perceives. In those early months of springtime, let your heart confide to me. Say, oh baby, baby, oh baby, oh baby, baby, so baby, oh baby, baby, so baby, say baby, oh baby, baby, oh baby, say baby, say day, oh baby, I don't know, we have a baby, oh baby, baby. Said, oh baby, oh baby, baby, said it, baby, baby, said oh day, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, baby, say oh baby, so baby, I've never been in love before. I thought my heart was safe. I thought I knew the score. I've never been in love before. Now all I wanted to, it's you forevermore. But this is a wine, it's all too strange and strong. I'm full of foolish song, and how my soul was born. So please forgive this is a contrafact of I've Never Been in Love Before with the original tune. Yeah, so I'm going to do another tune before, thank you so much, everybody, before I bring on my first guest, and it's a jury tune that I have to do. I did like a mock jury with my private lesson teacher, and this is one of the songs that we have to do that's a ballad, and she suggested not using the track and playing it myself, so I thought I might as well work on it and see how it goes. Yeah, all right, so this is, I'll move my chair forward a bit, a really beautiful George Gershwin tune called Embraceable You. Embrace me, my sweet, embraceable you. Embrace me, my irreplaceable you. Just one look at you, my heart grew tipsy in me. You and you alone bring out the gypsy in me. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms about you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to Papa, do. My sweet, embraceable. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms about you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to Papa, do. My sweet, embraceable you. My sweet, embraceable you. So that was Embraceable. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. So, with that said, I'll bring on my my first guest, and I'm very excited because I haven't talked to him in a very long time. So I first saw him perform as a guest in Hamilton Big Band when I was really little, like really young. And I was totally just in awe of his playing and just of the band and everything. And so as I got a little older, we connected and he became my piano teacher. And then he eventually recorded on 2 of my albums and has performed with me for the last few years, and it's been wonderful. So he's a composer and an educator and, of course, an award-winning pianist. So please welcome my friend Adrean Farrugia. Hi.
Hi, Avery.
Your gain's a little low. I don't know if you can turn that up a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm just coming through piano.
Like I don't know if you're talking or not, but I can't hear anything.
Try something. I'm going to switch to computer audio. How's this?
Perfect.
Oh wait, there's an echo.
Oh,
Oh, is that better?
click on
mic
settings.
I keep hearing myself.
And then
go to echo cancellation.
Did that fix it?
check. Yes. Oh, perfect. There we go.
Okay, great. Sorry.
No worries.
I'm trying to use my my interface. It's really nice to see you, and you sound
Yeah,
beautiful.
we can't see you. If you could move over a little bit, that'd be cool.
All right.
There we go. Perfect.
Cool.
How are you?
Finagling. I'm good. I'm a little pandemicked out, but hanging in there, teaching a
Yeah.
lot and doing stuff like this kind of keeps the musical inspiration going a little bit, and yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
coming along.
Yeah, I think we're all sick of COVID, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear.
Yeah, so, like I kind of, which we've already, I guess, just talked about, how the pandemic has kind of affected you personally. But if you want to go into more detail about that, I'm always curious to ask.
Well, I think it's an interesting time in that, I can only look at this from the perspective of a musician. Um,
Yeah.
I know many musicians who have realized during this time how much of their being is tied into what they do.
Hmm.
And it not to diminish the difference between, say, a job and a vocation. I know some people, their job is their job, but with music, and I know you can relate to this, Avery, because I've known you long enough to know that this applies to you too. Like, this is your being. This is who you are. This is how you express yourself. This is how you engage with other people. This is how you socialize. Like, there's so much of our lives intertwined into this practice of creating music, and you know having that sort of temporarily taken away from us in the way it has been has
Hmm.
I can speak for myself. It's been a real journey of soul searching through this period, going like, wow, who am I right now,
Yeah.
and having to kind of deal with some stuff. It's been a big period of introspection for me.
Hmm.
Um, it's been a big period of self growth.
Yeah.
At times, it's been pretty depressing,
Yeah.
uh, and at times, it's been kind of eye opening and inspiring, reminding me what's important. Like,
Hmm.
I really care about people. I care about the
Yeah.
people in my world. I
Hmm.
care about making a difference, and not being able to make a difference by being out there and sharing music in the ways I'm used to is it's reminding me how important it is to me.
Yeah.
It's a form of
Absolutely.
communication, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, for me, it's been a very significant time.
Hmm.
I'm also not good at distracting myself, so I've just kind of
Yeah.
the heat of all of this and really pondered it rather than like, I almost wish I could numb myself more with Netflix and stuff, but it's been a lot
Yeah.
of meditating on what's going on and stuff. And yeah, I can't wait to get back to making music for people and,
I know.
sharing it in
know.
a cool way.
Well, I guess for those who don't really know you too well, how did you kind of get started and why piano? I guess is the big question.
Oh God, it's so long ago I can hardly remember. I actually, I come from a very musical family. My dad's a musician. Some of my uncles are musicians. My grandfather was a fiddle player in PEI. So there was always music around, but my parents never pushed me into taking music lessons. They said they wouldn't ever force me. They'd wait for me to ask. And so I started kind of late. I started when I was 13.
Mm.
And funny enough, I think the reason I actually wanted to take piano lessons was because there was a girl I liked in school, and she didn't like me. She ended up liking my best friend because he played the piano.
No.
The piano. So I started.
That's funny.
Too
That's
impressive.
funny.
But I took to it, and
Clearly, yeah.
it didn't take me long to kind of sort of decide this is what I want to do. Yeah, I haven't looked back since then. So yeah, I guess playing for about maybe 3 years now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there. So Blue Dharma was your last album project, if I'm correct.
My last project that I released, I've done
Right.
a couple subsequent
Yeah.
released by a production company that have been released as albums, but
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of talk about that record a little bit and like the inspiration behind it, and it garnered a lot of awards, which is amazing. So yeah, if you want to talk about the inspiration and influences maybe behind that album project.
Sure. It's a duo album with one of the greatest saxophonists on earth. His name is Joel Frum. He's a New York-based saxophonist. We play together in a band. We've been playing together for a number of years in a band called Turbo Prop, led by my friend Ernesto Cervini, great drummer. And one day at a sound check, me and Joel just started jamming some duets. We were on tour. We were at the Inferni, BC, I remember. And we started playing a few tunes together during the sound check. And Joel looked at me and said, "We should do a duo album sometime." Yeah, we could. And so that kind of started the gears turning. Joel's a childhood friend of one of my piano idols named Brad Meldau. Joel did a duo album with Brad Meldau that was actually a big influence on me. So I decided to kind of loosely tribute our album to Brad Meldau. Blue Dharma is actually an anagram of Brad Meldau. So,
oh, that's funny. That's awesome.
So, it was inspired by that kind of duo playing, very intimate and very interactive and very in the moment creative. And it was an amazing experience. We recorded it in a very cool studio in New Jersey. It was great. And last January, just before this, last January 2020.
Yes. Yes.
We did it. We toured this album, and we had a wonderful tour.
Oh, that's lucky. That's good timing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure these people would love to hear you play. So, are you going to? And if so, what are you planning on playing?
I'll play something.
Yeah.
I actually wrote something like a couple days ago. It doesn't even have a title yet. Can I play that?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to the piano mics.
Okay.
So that the piano sounds decent. So just give me a second.
Okay.
We'll make sure it works too. Can you hear this?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. You could turn up the gain.
Oh, really? Okay. Thanks for your patience. Can you hear this?
Yes, perfect.
All right. So this is called I Don't Know Yet.
Yay! That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. I miss hearing you play. I haven't heard you in so long. Yeah, so thank you so much for coming on here and sharing everything. And you sound wonderful. So I wanted to say, if you want to plug upcoming events, I know you have something tonight, which
yeah.
I'm going to try to see. So yeah, plug anything you want. Go.
So okay, I'll be quick. I'm gonna refocus.
No, you don't have to be too quick, but go ahead.
Um, there's a fellow in Ottawa. His name is Adrian Cho. Um, he's done something that's kind of groundbreaking. He's devised a platform for musicians to be able to play together live in real time.
The what?
For those of you who maybe aren't aware of the challenges involved in that, like musicians have been griping for a year about not being able to play live online because of this thing called latency. Just like when you talk on the telephone, when I say hello, you hear hello a second later. But he's found a way for people to be in various locations and all be synced up, and it's called Sync Space Live. Did Lauren, did you put that up on the screen? That's very fancy.
Yeah.
All right. So he's producing a whole bunch of shows. I did one last month, a duo piano show with Peter Hum in Ottawa, and it was so cool. I was sitting here, he was in Ottawa, we were playing together live online.
That's so
tonight,
cool.
yeah, it's very cool. We'll have to do one together, Adri. We'll make
that'd be so much fun. Schools should know about this.
I know. So yeah, tonight is with an incredible violinist named Drew Jureka, Grammy Award winner,
Yes.
and a great bassist from Hamilton, Clark Johnson. So it's 7:30 tonight on Sync Space Live. So come on out and witness three musicians playing from their homes together live. Thank God.
That's so cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And it's at 7:30. We don't know.
7:30. Your voice just went really crazy. You sound like a Dalek from Doctor Who all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Like it sounds like a robot.
Yeah, there's this crazy robot thing going on. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's only me hearing you that way. I don't know. But I think you asked, is it tonight at 7:30? Yeah.
It's been happening a lot for
You're
me.
normal.
Yeah, I just have to like unplug it and plug it back in. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Happened on my mock jury the other day, and Yvette was like, "Ah."
Great use of vibrato. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and hopefully we can play together soon. It's been wonderful to talk to you.
I love that. Great to see you.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was Adrian. There's his website right there, and he's on all socials. So if I have a mic problem like that, please just let me know. It's been happening lately, and I don't know why I start to sound like a robot. Too much technology, it's getting to me. Anyways, so yeah, moving on, I guess. I've been doing kind of a little This Day in Music segment every other Saturday when we do these shows. So I'll just do a few, and I'll sing a tune, and then we'll bring on our next guest, who I'm very excited to talk to. So, on this day in 1971, all four Beatles had a solo single individually on a chart somewhere. So, Paul McCartney had Another Day, John Lennon had Power to the People, George Harrison had My Sweet Lord, and Ringo had It Don't Come Easy. All of them had a song on a chart somewhere in the world that day. Crazy. And also about Paul McCartney, Linda McCartney passed away on this day in '98. And I think most of you know she's battling cancer. And she worked as a photographer for a while, and then she became a member of Wings, as I hope most of you know. And she was an animal rights campaigner, and she also launched her own brand of vegetarian food, which I didn't know that, but it's always interesting. So yeah, and then also born on this day in '34, Don Kirshner. And as you know, he was a talent manager and scout and publisher, and he kind of launched the careers of Neil Diamond, Carole King, Neil Sedaka, etc. And then he had a lot of TV. He was featured in a lot of TV series, and almost 24 between '66 and '77. And he also had the Midnight Special live performance show, which was super duper cool. Featured a bunch of the artists that he helped launch and others. The list goes on. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a song from one of the artists above, and it's actually supposed to be on my jury too, because we get to pick one of the songs, but it has to be in an odd meter, which means not 4/4 or 6/8 or 2/4 or 3/4. It has to be something weird. So I chose to do "Come Together" by the Beatles in 5/4. So it's gonna sound a little weird, maybe not, maybe it'll sound cool. But the verses are in 5/4, and then I switch back to 4/4 in the pre-chorus and the choruses. Here we go. He come on flat top, he come grooving slowly. He got juju eyeball, he one holy roller. He got hair down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. He wear no shoes, shine, and he got Trojan football. He got monkey finger. He shoot Coca-Cola. He said, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you've got to be free. Come together right now over me. He paid production, and he got Walrus gun boot. He got on no sideboard. He's one spinal cracker. He got feet down, low as knees. Hold him in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. He roller coaster, and he got early warning. He got muddy water. He want mojo filter. He said 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking, 'cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. Come together. Come together. Come together. So that's my 5/4 weird version of Come Together by the Beatles. So I am going to now, thank you so much. Yeah, so instead of like He got da 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 da. It's not like he da 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 da. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So that's what I did. We have to make it funky and weird for our final. So that's what I did. Anywho, with that said, I'll bring on my next guest. I'm very excited. The interviewer becomes the interviewee. So he has a morning show. He hosted on CBC Radio, and he also has another show called In the Key of C, which we are going to talk about for sure. He's also been in the music business as an artist, singer, songwriter for many years with the band The Cramdens and hopefully you know who they are because they're awesome. They're killing. So please welcome Craig Norris.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's nice. We've never actually met.
No, we haven't. I just hear you every morning.
I've played you many times on the show, but we have never met.
No, we haven't. So it's nice to virtually meet you.
Yes, this is not blowing sunshine here, but I've said this on the air. You have one of the best voices for real that I've ever heard in my life. Ever.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but anyway. So now you can ask terrible questions. Get to the bottom of things. Get to the bottom of things. That said,
yes. Well, I appreciate that. So how are things? How has this whole thing affected you?
I mean, we're down to a skeleton crew on the show, right? We're down to 2 people in the station, so down from like 9, and everyone else is working from home. So I still go in every morning and do the show. So it hasn't changed that much. I mean, we can't have in-studio guests, which is weird. Yeah. Also, one of the things, when you do this, I've played your stuff on the show to sort of pump. I used to, I program all the music on the morning edition and also in the Key of C. But for the morning edition, I always play local artists who have stuff coming up, right? Yeah. Well, that's tough to do now because not a lot of people have stuff coming up. So.
Yes. Well, I have an album coming up soon, so
I'm sure you will let me know.
I will let you know for sure. But yeah, my mom has you on every morning.
Nice.
I go downstairs and I hear it. So yeah, it's awesome.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
So can you tell me and some people who might not know a little bit about In the Key of C and what that's all about?
In the Key of C was sort of it landed in my lap. I think like 5 years ago or something. I used to work at CBC Radio 3, which was an independent Canadian music station. That's all we played was emerging Canadian music, right? And when I got the job in KW, one of the main values of the show was local music, was to program emerging artists into this morning show. And then CBC, when a round of cuts came, they took I think 2 or 3 shows in Ontario off the air. Saturdays at 5, which is in 21 minutes. But so I got to go. No, it's so they took some shows off the air, and then they came to me and said, "So you're going to do a show for all of Ontario outside of the GTA that'll play Ontario music." So I go out of my way. I take great pains not to play, and I'm not crapping on Toronto at all. I love Toronto. I worked at CTV there for a long time. I love Toronto, but there are people everywhere. Owen Sound, Brantford, Shelburne, Elora, Fergus, everywhere that play great music that maybe don't get the airtime on CBC Radio because they're not playing gigs. And so I go out of my way to play stuff that's sort of off the beaten path on In the Key of C.
That's awesome.
And I played you a few times on that show too.
Yeah, thank you. So the Cramdens, this started a while ago. Not like a while, but like, you know what I mean.
Yes, it started 31 years ago.
That's wild.
When all of us were 4. No, this is our 31st year.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the newest guy in the band is our bass player. He's the new guy. He's been in the band for, I think, 11 years, maybe something like that. So he's the new guy.
Not too new.
Yeah. We had a record ready to go last year. We had all these cool things booked, including a River Run show that we were going to do in October. But of course, I don't know if anyone has been paying attention to this COVID thing. This is Anyway, it's COVID just wrecked everything.
Yeah.
So the record's still going to come out. We just don't know when. I mean, because we love playing gigs, and we hadn't played a whole bunch of gigs for a long time. And we had some gigs booked last year that we were going to sort of roll this record out because we're really proud of it. It took forever to make. So yeah, I mean, we're still doing it, and we're writing songs as we speak. I mean, up until we couldn't rehearse together anymore, we've been writing. We've got 6 or 7 new tunes ready to go. But those days will come when we can go back and play. We played last January in 2020. I think it was January, maybe it was February, at downtown Guelph for they do these afternoon shows in downtown Guelph, and it was at Royal Electric. And I think the pandemic had just started. Like, people were talking about it at the gig, and it was packed.
That's
So
weird. That's
I
so
hope
weird.
I hope we weren't a super spreader of it. No, I don't think anyone. But yeah, so that was the last gig we played. We played a couple. We played a live streaming thing for Sounds Summer Lights in Kitchener, and it was an online thing we did from Jam School in Guelph. And then we just played last month. We did a live at the River Run Center show. So we're still playing. We're still
Yeah, it's just hard. And do you think you talk about some of the members of the band? I mean, we know
Of
Rob
course.
Leader super well. Rob's awesome. So yeah.
I'm not ringing a bell, but okay. No, Rob is, in my opinion, I've said it many times. I play with who I feel, and it's not by. We didn't go out and just search. It was like it just happened. They're the best players I've ever played with. Steve Knox is our guitar player. He's an amazing lead guitar player, and he's also the guy that records all our records and mixes everything. And
That's awesome.
yeah, Michael Plater Finley is our other guitar player, wicked sound dude. And I think the video you're going to play from River Run, you'll hear some of the noises he makes on his guitar. Just great. Mike Osler is just rock solid on bass, and just got a beautiful voice. He should be fronting the band, not me. And of course, Rob Leader. He's a killer drummer. So, and I'm glad. Here's what I'm glad. I'm glad that what you're going to play, and I don't want to spoil it, but there's no piano because I do play piano, but not as well as you or Adrian. So that's good. So yeah. So yeah. I mean, they're just amazing players and amazing guys. And the thing about the Cramdens is, we inside the framework of the 5 guys in the band, we sort of get to do whatever we want. I mean, we err on the side of rock, heavy rock sometimes, sure. Sometimes there's weird rootsy stuff. There's some weird, just sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just all moody and yeah. So I mean, it's like I never really play outside of them because we get to do everything we want inside the framework of that band.
Yeah, it's nice that there's a lot of creative freedom.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's nice to have. Yeah, so I guess we can show the video now. I'm really excited. And yeah, I guess, Dad, if we can get that up. I mean, sorry, Mr. Producer, if we can get that up on the screen. Perfect. We'll take a listen.
Springtime hit the windshield like a bullet in the chest. Timmy's teeth had shattered he's still doing his best. I wanna die the American way. Nail me to my Chevrolet. Leave me at the gates of Graceland. I took all the souvenirs, broken down and then picked them up, put them away, so I can't remember where. Get me right on top of me, put me on your shoulder, and leave me where I fell. Just another victim at the side of the road. Just another hand to hold. Just another face that you couldn't see. Got caught up in a pile of me. Autumn hit the windshield like a bullet in the face. Panoramic velvet roads, my car loves to take. And the stairs you're climbing on, they will disappear, just like those velvet ropes that brought me here. I wanna die the American way. Nail me to my Chevrolet and leave me where I fell. Just another victim at the side of the road. Just another hand to hold. Just another face that you couldn't see. Got caught up in a pile of me.
So killer.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words, too. It's very nice. Yeah. That's an old song from 1999, I think. We took songs out of that show that we're going to be putting on socials and on YouTube over the next 6 or 7 weeks. So
That's awesome. Yeah, that was such
I think you're suffering mic problems right now. Thank you, everyone, for the nice words. Yeah, the River Run is like, that sounds almost like a record. Like the way they mixed it and the work they did on that show was It's like it really was nuts.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like and felt like an actual live show. Was my mic better, by the way?
Yes, and
Cool.
they lived with our set for like a month. They had cues and everything. They had everything built, ready to go, light wise. So it was,
That's so nice.
yeah,
That's awesome. Oh,
yeah.
awesome. So what kind of stuff do you have coming up? Any more live performances and
No,
not like live, but
no. There was talk of something from the Registry Theater in Kitchener. I don't know if that's going to happen. So I
okay.
really shouldn't say anything about that. No, we're like once again we're apart, right? We can't rehearse. So I don't know what's coming up. Well, like I say, the videos we're going to try and keep it going with some of the videos from the River Run show. Won't be any new stuff. It'll be all older stuff, and a cover actually, which, yeah, anyway. So we're going to start releasing those, I think, every Monday throughout
Cool.
like the next 6 or 7 weeks. So that's what we have coming up.
Nice.
Other than that, until we can be in the same room together and figure stuff out, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, just a slight buffer, I guess, on
Yeah,
music.
you know, I
world.
mean, it's a drag. It really is, and I hope people can keep it together. We're losing venues, and that is tragic.
I know.
I hope people can hold tight, and I hope musicians can hang tight. I hope bands can hang tight. I hope, like you're doing this. This is a great thing to do.
It's helped. It's helped me kind of stay sane.
Right.
That people are going through the exact same things that I am. So I talk to like young artists too, and they're saying like, "I'm running out of time." It's like, well, we're all kind of running out of time together.
Oh.
Like, let's just do it together. It's not. It's okay. It's fine.
Right, and I don't want to be the sage old person giving advice, but
Yeah. Go ahead.
life is long.
It is. It is.
Well, hopefully this will be a blip, right? That's what I keep thinking, is that this will just be a blip.
Absolutely.
I have this joke though, that every time we used to play outdoor gigs all the time and go off, and whenever it was a time for a Cranham's gig outdoors, it rained every time.
Oh my God, really?
So that's
No.
what it felt like. It always rains on the unloved. But here, what happened last year was like, it's just so funny, and it's very exclusive, and it's mean to say about ourselves, but it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, we had all these things planned for our 30th anniversary, and there was a pandemic.
Yeah.
It's like worse than rain, but
Yeah, a little worse than rain. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. And maybe when all this is over, we can do a big collab show. That might be kind of fun.
Be careful what you promise, because I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you for asking me to do this. Thank you so much. This has been great.
For real. Thank you. I'm so glad that you were able to be on here and take the time out of your day. So thank you. And where can people
Bye,
find
everybody.
you before you go, by the way?
thecramdens.com or cbc.ca/kw. And I'm on Craig Norris CBC on Twitter and Instagram too.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
See you guys. Bye, everyone.
So Craig Norris, so wonderful. And yeah, I think everyone's kind of feeling what he was putting out. So yeah, so I guess I can do a couple songs before we finish up here. There's this artist, and she's from the States, and I think she goes to Berkeley, and her name is Lizzie McAlpine, and she's got this really, really beautiful singer-songwriter, storytelling type vibe to her, where when you listen to an album of hers all the way through, it almost just kind of sounds like a musical soundtrack, but like a low-key musical soundtrack with like just guitar, and it's pretty interesting. The way that she writes, it's beautiful. So this is a song of hers, and as I said, I'm just trying to learn guitar. I need a smaller one. This one is the size of my body, so we'll see how this goes. But this is a song of hers called "Where Do I Go?" Of course, I need to name this down. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Yeah. I'm good with directions. I can find my way just by looking at stars. I have not lost my senses. I can find my way through a room in the dark, but I don't know how to figure out where to go from here. I'm lost and confused. Where do I go without you? Where do I go without you? I'm the breeze on a fall day. I don't stop to think. I don't catch my breath. I have memorized places and feelings. I know them all like the back of my hand, but I don't know how to figure out where to go from here. Now I'm alone on this island. I drink so I don't think of you. Oh, and now I'm alone. I don't know if this was the right thing to do. Where do I go without you? I wanna tell you I miss you, but that contradicts what I told you before. I wanna tell you I love you, but do I really know how I feel anymore? But I don't know how to figure out where to go from here. I'm lost and confused. Where do I go without you? Where do I go without you? I'm good with directions. I can find my way just by looking at stars. I have not lost my senses. I can find my way through a room in the dark, but I don't know how to figure out where to go from here. I'm lost and confused. Where do I go without you? Where do I go without you? So that is Where Do I Go by Lizzie McAlpine. And hopefully you could hear that. I know the text's been a little weird. Anywho, when did I pick up guitar? How long did you take you to learn? You sound great. Oh, thank you. I started learning about a month and a bit ago. The first time I picked it up wasn't too long ago. I bought this guitar off of a friend for not very much money, but that's okay. So yeah, thanks. I'm learning. It's a tricky instrument. I'm so used to playing piano. Anywho, yeah, I mean, it's 5 o'clock, but I don't mind doing another song. I don't know. One more, I think. I haven't done an original in a long time, so I guess I'll just do one. And I'll just do one that's going to be on the upcoming album. It's one of my favorites. So, is deep in my mind. I gave away my heart, perhaps too soon. I don't know what to do. You try to build me up, but I should stay on the ground another day, or maybe weeks or months or even years. But right now all I've offered you is tears. Everywhere I turn I see love, I see love. Still I've yet to learn how to love myself, and then perhaps I'll finally have some for all those around me. Soon I'll find, buried deep in my mind, yesterday was swell, and times before. But I need to close some doors, I need some time to grow, some time to learn, some time to finally know. If I can't find the time to love myself, then how on earth am I to love somebody else? I have often found I give away everything these days. I've offered up my air. They think they need, when I just need to breathe more of all that air I gave away, so I can keep it saved up for another day. Everywhere I turn I see love, I see love. Still I've yet to learn how to love myself, and then perhaps I'll finally have some for all those around me. Soon I'll find, buried deep in my mind. One day you will see, you'll finally understand what all this means to me. But for now, I won't push any further down the line I've yet to draw. Before I vanish off the shelf, I need to find the love within myself. Everywhere I turn I see love, I see love. Still I've yet to learn how to love myself, and then perhaps I'll finally have some for all those around me. Soon I'll find, soon I'll find, soon I'll find, buried deep in my mind, deep in my mind, deep in my mind. Thank you so much for joining me. My next show is going to be on May 1st. And it's been wonderful. Thank you to Adrian and Craig. It's so nice to chat with you and have you guys on. So thank you to everyone. And yeah, once again, my Patreon is usually scrolling below. And if you don't know what that is, go check it out. Go to, just, you can't go wrong. Just go check it out. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you all on May 1st. Wish me luck on my jury. Yeah. Okay.